Good afternoon. Welcome back to Diversified Diecast. I had a box come in the mail today, and we're going to split it up into two. So I have some Tarmacs, one Tarmac, one PopRace, and 3 mini GTs. And then probably later on tonight, after baseball, we're going to do 4 M2 Dodge pickups. So we'll get into these real quick. Tarmac Skyline. I think that's a first gen. Not sure what year Golf GTI this is. It's a Mark II, but PopRace. I don't have one of these from this brand manufacturer. Mini GT. I have one 911 Porsche. This is a GTR 35, I believe. Yeah, Nismo. And then the Transamerica Land Rover. I bet this thing is super sweet. And then Porsche 911 GT3 Mini GT. So what I love about the Mini GTs is I watch them a lot, on some Facebook posts and Macari. If you're really keeping a close eye on them, you can get them for 10, 11, 12 bucks. From what I'm seeing, some of them are as cheap as $13 or $14, new in they come in like a green light blister most of the time. The box is below the car is outside the package, and they have like some card art in the back. I don't have one, but we'll get into that later. Then they have the creased, heat sealed blister packaging. Like I said, you can see them anywhere from $13 or $14 all the way to $30. It really depends on which one you're buying, what retail site you look on, Facebook group. I'm sure I don't do Instagram. Macari, they're all over the place. They're anywhere from $8 to $10, on the flash sales or stuff that's been listed for a while, and some of them are as much as, like I said, 30 or 35. I would say the medium for this brand, unless it's something that's a chase or a low production, is probably anywhere from the $15 to $25 market. What's very cool about these two, and we'll show y'all here in a minute, this style of Mini GT, I'm not sure if they make other variants or other model types, but the slip box, is kind of what I call them. They have like a box insert clamshell. So you can buy all these you want and put them on rotation display, and you can always put them back in there and store them. Hey, sorry about that. She won't quit. I can't get her to stop. But you can, let's say you had 200 or 300 of these things, you could put your 25 or 30 up in your display or on the shelf. And if you wanted to stow them, you have them in a box, you know what they are, and the car's protected. So they are a lot nicer quality than, obviously Hot Wheels mainlines or standard Matchbox. I can't really compare them to anything, Greenlight, Auto World, Giant Lightning, or M2. I think they're obviously a little bit better and more of a premium model. But we'll let y'all decide. And I haven't owned enough and seen enough to where I can really make that determination. So we'll probably do Mini GT, Tarmac, Mini GT, PopRace, and then Mini GT for final. I probably want to do the Range Rover last. So we'll start with this Porsche. I want to do some roll checks and all that. And then when we get done opening everything up and I show y'all everything inside the packaging, we'll put them up on the turntable, for kind of a recap. So this is a Porsche 911 GT3 Racing Yellow. It shows the color on here. They have all the licensing holograms on the back, which is also pretty cool too. Just so you can get a good look at it. Am I lined up, Colt? So there's a couple ways you can do this. What I did on the ones that I had, or that older 911 I have, is you just kind of give it a little shake where you can grab the bottom and just pull it out, because you got to be careful. These things will come right out of this blister. But empty box like that, and then the clamshell is just kind of like a fold over, right? But it protects the car really well. While instead of just being in a standard box, it doesn't clank around. You don't have to bubble wrap or nothing like that. And this one's missing a mirror. So there's not a mirror in the box, but This one got busted off. These things are supposed to be fairly pliable like that, where that doesn't happen. They're kind of a vinyl rubber. They have a little give to them, so they don't actually snap and break off. But flat chassis. Rolls about like the other Porsche I have. At least these roll. A lot of these more premium models, I'm not sure which ones I'm referring to that aren't really a roll model. They're more of a stage model. What I do like about the Mini GT, and which is why I pursued continuing to buy them after watching some other guys' videos, the Mini GT is known to be a rolling model, which is what I want personally. That way you can just kind of roll it across your desk, or if someone did want to play with it and there's one you didn't really care about, wasn't going to hurt anything. But pretty nice detail. The rear spoiler is more of a fixed, rigid kind of setup. It has a little bit of play in it, but nothing like the mirrors. So I paid around $10 each for these things shipped, including the M2s. The trucks I had to pay a little more for. I think they were $10 each shipped. But we'll put this guy back on top of the box. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'll put the blister clamshell protector back inside the box, and I'll put the car on top of the box. That way we can put it up on the turntable for later. All right, so let's do Tarmac or PopRace. All right. So that one again is a Golf GTI Mark II. I haven't opened these. I just took them out of bubble wrap and checked them out. Make sure they weren't damaged on the outside of the boxes. So this one's a black kind of hinged clamshell. Box is a little bit bigger on the PopRace. Nothing special. There's the back. I like the quality on these boxes from both manufacturers. They have kind of a matte flat finish. I guess they do that so it doesn't get a lot of glare, in the displays if they store them in the boxes. Just little details like that. They think about the showcase part of them. Oh yeah, this thing is cool. Really detailed. This PopRace is nice weight. That Mini GT, obviously, these are all double die cast that I think I have. This one's no exception. This thing is really neat. Here's a chassis shot. There's the front. And this has a moving part on it. So believe it or not, the rear hatch opens up. It's a really nice feature. So let's check the roll quality. PopRace, man. If they all roll like this one's got a broken mirror too. They're just super delicate, man. I guess if you buy these things, you got to just be mindful that they're gonna be pretty fragile if you move them in and out of the boxes. But nonetheless, very nice, really nice roll quality. Real happy. You see it? So, all right, we'll move on to the other Mini GT, that Skyline. I want y'all to see the broken mirror. Let's put the hatch up. All right, so this one here, and I don't know what year these were ran. I may have skipped over that part, when they were released. It doesn't actually say. I mean, I don't really care. These things they're cool. So we'll get this guy out. And my letter opener still broke from I told y'all a couple weeks ago on one of the videos, I broke it out in the garage doing something. But these are easy enough to where you can open them up, with your fingernail. And these boxes are a little bit more durable than some of the other ones I've opened up. Oh man, this thing is sweet. The details on this thing they're impeccable. I mean, this is roll quality's 70%. I mean, it's kind of hard to see what's causing the problem. These axles are just like everything else. They do have Phillips screws for the bases on the mini GTs. PopRace is Phillips screws, so that's a nice feature for wheel swaps, or if you have to correct a tire issue or whatever. That's a really nice feature, like this one. Totally flat on the bottom, no detail. This thing's so low on the ground, it really kind of be hard to put any detail on it, and that's just probably the excuse that they're going after. It's got the vinyl rubber mirrors. So, like I said, roll quality can probably be worked on, be improved on a little bit, but these are really you'll really be able to get a better perspective on these things when we get on that turntable. This Skyline is dope. I like the chrome tint on the rear window. It's a nice touch. Really good Nissan Nismo livery on here. Yeah, I found the new obsession. Go broke buying these things. Here's the back of the box. It's got one of those licensing holograms on there. Okay, I'm curious to see the Tarmac Skyline, because the other Tarmac car that I do have is '06 to '08 Lancer Evo. I got it free in a Macari bundle. I was glad to have it because it was a throw-in. Pretty nice detail, but doesn't roll very well. And it's not one of their nicer models if I had to judge it. Yeah, especially compared to this thing. Yeah, this thing's right there with that PopRace. It's very sharp. Again, hinge clamshell, just like the PopRace and the Mini GTs. I'm going to pause the camera real quick so Mom can step out. Stand by. Sorry about that. The wife had an order pickup for her little side gig. She's got her own little projects off camera. The Tarmac 64, Tarmac Global 64 series. This is comb your hair paint. This thing is. It literally looks like someone took 2000 sandpaper of this car model and buffed this entire car. That's how clean it is. Another guy I used to watch, Beyond Hot Wheels, which he does a lot of these. He hasn't put out anything new in a while, but he's right. These things are like little pieces of jewelry. I mean, they are that nice. Roll quality on this one is pretty equivalent to the PopRace. Real smooth, nice and quiet. Overall fit and finish of these cars, it's really a toss up. Again, I'm just relating to the two that I just opened up, not in general. But Colt and I were just having a discussion while we had the camera paused a second ago, and he said he thinks the Tarmac, model to model, like these two variants, this is definitely a little bit better looking car, but he thinks the quality is a little bit better on the PopRace. I think it's kind of a split decision. I'd like to get a little more of each manufacturer and kind of do a little deeper dive, because I don't know much about them. I mean, I see them all the time, and like I said, I have a handful now, but this is really elevating the game into a whole other level. But very nice. Chassis on this one is pretty detailed. The PopRace is basically the same thing. The Mini GTs are kind of hit or miss. For the most part, it looks like a lot of them are flat, and that may be why they get some of their cost points down. I'm just speculating here. We'll look at the Range Rover and check it out. Man, I can't wait to get these things on the turntable. Okay, last one out of the box. This is a 1971 British Transamerica's Expedition Range Rover. This one really intrigued me because it had the big ramps on the roof and all the livery on this thing. Really nice weight. Again, split folded clamshell. Box on this one's not too special. It's got a little licensing hologram like the other ones do on there. This one did have a little kink in the box, but who cares? I'm not going to store these things and showcase them in a box. They're either going to be put up in storage, for display rotation, they're going to be displayed. Yeah, this thing is super sweet. I want to show y'all. You can actually see inside the interior of this one a little better because of the size of the windows. No moving parts on this one. So I don't know if Mini GT doesn't do moving parts. This PopRace is the only one that has moving parts. I didn't even check the hood on the Tarmac. No. And that may be the same thing for them because that Mitsubishi Lancer I have, it's the same way. No moving parts. But check this thing out, man. This thing is... Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look at the interior. I mean, it literally looks... I can't... I can't tell you guys how detailed that really is. I mean, it even has the rear, like, metal slats, in the carpet, for cargo, in the interior casting. Let's do a roll check. Beautiful. See? You can't judge them all by a couple bad seeds. This car, truck SUV, definitely rolls better than these two. Has a little pull, but overall, really nice. Very quiet, smooth tires. And the detail on this one is superb. I mean, it don't get no better than that. All right, so we got them all out of the box. I'll get Colt to pause the camera, move some things around here, and we'll get them off on the turntable. Try to get the light right. I'm kind of fighting natural daylight, overhead light off, LEDs. I may have to turn them down a little bit. I'll try to make sure we get some good focus, and we'll go through them again. So stand by, give us 1 second, and we'll get reallocated. All right, so like I said, this one had a broken mirror, so just try to ignore that. Wing on the rear has got a little tilt in it, but you guys can get a better idea of the quality and the finished paint on these things and the rear details, front details. Probably need to get y'all some better interior shots as well. We may do that before we do the recap on the desk. But this is the Mini GT Porsche 911 GT3 in racing yellow. Doesn't say what year it is as far as release date. These are made in China. I'm not sure where Mini GT is based out of, but there you go.